Welcome to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. Today we're taking a look at what is happening at the center between the BJP and the Congress and their various allies. On one side, we have the Congress forming a very successful India alliance with various regional parties and regional chiefs. And although the BJP had predicted doom, but it seems to be going well in terms of seat sharing. A lot of egos are being set aside. There are, of course, a lot of hiccups here and there. But so far, the India alliance is holding, at least on paper. Look at the BJP, what is happening, the NDA rather. They also came up with a 30 plus party alliance. But out of those 30 plus parties, I think at least 11 are from the Northeast. Most of those parties got a single seat in the Lok Sabha. More than that, what is happening is a lot of the parties are now leaving the BJP. We've seen, what is happening in the Tamil Nadu with the I.N.D.I.A. We thought the Akali Dal would join, but anybody who heard Harsimrat Badal's speech in Parliament, I think that theory is laid to rest. So where is the BJP going to find new allies, or is it going to fight alone at the center with the Prime Minister, a strong, autocratic, charismatic leader, versus a collection of other leaders? We've seen Rahul Gandhi also, emerge. Initially, he was not very pro-alliances, but we've seen Rahul Gandhi also now taking the Panchmadi route and reaching out to leaders individually and trying to form a more acceptable coalition. Kharge, of course, is doing a lot of the heavy lifting also. So what is the battle of 2024 going to be? Congress and allies versus BJP alone? That's something we're going to be taking a look on today's program. Joining me on the show is Javed Ansari. He is a former editor, columnist, and political analyst. We have Kalyani Shankar. She is also a columnist, commentator, and a former editor. Sanjay Kumar, he's a co-director at Lokniti and a psephologist, and also a professor at CSDS. And Shekhar Iyer, again, former editor, journalist, and columnist and commentator. Javed, we've seen the two equations that are falling in place. How do you see that working out on the road to 2024?
Look, for one, the BJP is in an expansionist mode. And this is what happens when one of the national parties becomes very strong. We saw that happening earlier with the Congress as well. The BJP is intent on increasing its footprint across the country, even if that means encroaching into the home turf of some of its allies. That's why we've seen Shiv Sena being edged out. We've seen the Akali Dal being edged out. And now the latest is the I.N.D.I.A. It is not surprising, but while it may serve the BJP's purpose at the moment, imagine a scenario where in post the elections, BJP needs friends. Now BJP is short of numbers and it needs friends. Then this thing could come home to bite the BJP. For now, with the help, with the only allies the BJP has, the staunchest allies are the government institutions, CBI and E.D. The other political allies have more or less deserted them. You have Priya Patel and these, minuscule parties in UP and here and there, but all the major political formations, their oldest ally, the Shiv Sena, was the first to go. Not only with that, they split the Shiv Sena. The Akali Dal has left. Now the I.N.D.I.A. So BJP, for the moment, is without friends. It's a classic case of how not to win friends and influence people.
Well, how not to win friends? Influence, I think Javed, they're still doing a good job at influencing. But Kalyani, what went wrong at A.I.D.M.K? Suddenly, or you saw that coming, the breakup with the BJP and A.I.D.M.K?
Can you repeat again? I'm sorry, I wasn't able to hear.
What went wrong with the A.I.D.M.K and the BJP?
Oh, yeah. That is basically, you see, BJP has been piggyback riding on ADMK. After Jayalalitha's death, when Jayalalitha was alive, she refused to have any alliance with BJP. And then there is, Tamil Nadu is a special case because the ideology of the ADMK is a Dravidian ideology. They have no belief in God or something like that. And then they believe in Dravidian, whatever the Dravidian politics makes. So to that extent, BJP and ADMK naturally cannot be together. Inherent contradictions of that. BJP is talking about the Ram Mandir, BJP is talking about so many other things, but still these in Tamil Nadu believes in no God. So the basic problem itself is that still ADMK had supported BJP in all the recent legislations. Every legislation there had been. And it was Modi who ran the Tamil Nadu government from Delhi. And then that 4 years after Jayalalitha's death, Edappadi Palaniswamy was chief minister. But now, since 2019 and 2021 assembly elections, both together they could not win much. In fact, it is very, the BJP, ADMK workers and the BJP workers are not gelling together at the ground level. And BJP workers, ADMK workers want ADMK to leave BJP and go on its own, and they can form their own coalition. This is the basic. But through the real rider also is there. There is a Tamil Nadu chief, I.N.D.I.A, who was a former IPS officer, and he is an upstart kind of politician, and then he's been trying to irritate ADMK in all possible ways, criticizing about their icons like Annadurai and Jayalalitha. So the official version is that because of Annamala's misbehavior, they want to leave. But that cannot be the official reason, because the basic thing is that BJP wants 20 seats out of the 39 seats in Tamil Nadu. And ADMK will not give it, being the largest party. They've got 2 crore workers. So they were not willing to give. That they don't want to say, only talking about Annadurai. And then the second thing is that the BJP leaders had been told by Palaniswamy, BJP leaders told Palaniswamy to get back Shashikala, who was Jayalalitha's companion, and then TTV Dinakaran, who is a nephew of Shashikala, and then Paneer Selvam, who was a former chief minister. Palaniswamy is totally against them, and he says he's got it from now. The party says so he will not allow that to happen. That could be the basic thing. But ultimately, what I hear is that this is the temporary separation. They might come together. Elections are about 7-8 months away. So they could always find some way of coming back together.
Okay. So, Shekhar, AIDMK, let me just bring in Shekhar on this. The AIDMK seems to be more like an issue-based thing, whether it is the BJP chief acting this thing, or on issues of Sanatan Dharma versus the Dravidian ideology. Is this a larger model, or is it the BJP's big brother attitude that is keeping allies away?
Shekhar. Yeah, if you are asking about Tamil Nadu, I would say, as Kalyani was saying, the last word has not been said. That is one. And second thing is, you see, Edappadi Palaniswamy managed to consolidate ADMK organization and also got the 2-leaf symbol, largely because there was covert and overt support from the BJP and from the central government. That is the reason he could easily get full command. Now, what is happening is, incidentally, if you notice the announcement of break of alliance, the first day they said it is over because of Annamalai has not been restrained, and we tried to convey to the BJP High Command to almost to remove him. That was not heeded to by the central BJP leadership. That's why we are leaving. But if you notice one thing, nowhere they criticize Prime Minister Modi or BJP's political ideology or anything like that. They seem to suggest only the problem, the friction is the utterances of Annamalai. But other problem is, you see, in Tamil Nadu, there is one alliance, which is a stronger alliance, is led by DMK. Now, DMK is going to the parliamentary elections, opposing Modi, opposing BJP. Now, ADMK, the problem before ADMK is, how are they going to face the Lok Sabha elections? On what basis? Because they cannot support the Congress or Rahul Gandhi, this very same leadership which is being backed by DMK. Because the simple thing is DMK and ADMK cannot be together. So as the elections come near, the problem for ADMK will be more. For the BJP, Tamil Nadu is a zero state. In the sense, whatever they do, they are looking at a long-term strategy. So if the allies, even if ADMK had been around, even if the best of situation, they could not have won more than 1 or 2 seats from Tamil Nadu. So therefore, for BJP, ADMK parting is a sort of course, they were taken aback by the decision. That is no doubt about it. But they don't see a big long-term, because the long-term is what the Annamalai's mandate is. That get into that space where the people will eventually get fatigued by the so-called Dravidian parties, DMK, ADMK, DMK, ADMK. And also, let's plow the lonely furrow for some time. It doesn't matter. But Annamalai has been getting traction in a manner which no other BJP leader has managed. I am not saying that he can draw more crowds than Stalin or even Edappadi Palaniswamy. But definitely he has been drawing crowds, attracting more people in his Padyatra. which was launched by Amit Shah from Rameshwaram. He is drawing more crowd than any other BJP leader has done. So therefore, they cannot give up I.N.D.I.A, but at the same time, there is a feeling in central BJP that perhaps I.N.D.I.A could have been more diplomatic because he is focusing on corruption. When he talks of corruption by the Dravidian parties, if for him, he says we cannot leave out ADMK because 8 of the ADMK former ministers are under ED scanner. There are several cases pending. So this is the dilemma as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, Priya.
Okay. So Sanjay ji, if we take Tamil Nadu as a case study, for the BJP and the allies, they're facing what the Congress problem. Should we tie up with regional parties or promote our own strong cadre? Then that whole big brother attitude comes in, wanting more seats, trying to assert yourself. So is AIDMK leaving a part of the larger problem that the BJP is facing?
Priya, this has been going on for a while now with regard to BJP. Other speakers have already mentioned that Shiv Sena left, JDU left, all of important regional parties which were partner of the NDA alliance, they've all left. So I think it was only AIDMK which was the larger regional party which was in alliance with NDA. Now that has also left. So I think the story which started maybe a couple of years ago continues, but I think it has to come to a stop because now NDA is hardly left with any regional party in the alliance which has a sizable presence. So my own sense is that in 2024 Lok Sabha elections, even though we will keep talking about NDA versus India or XYZ, but NDA is going to be largely led by BJP. There are very, very small parties in NDA now.
Okay. So then let's take a look at the other side of the picture, India alliance. Javed, how do you see that working out compared to the BJP?
Well, they appear, at least as far as numbers go, as far as parties go, there are many more parties, on the India platform than there are on the NDA platform. Of course, it's not an alliance made in heaven. This certainly not. It's out of compulsion, but nonetheless, they are hanging in together. There are friction points. There are bushfires. Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress Party, they sometimes give the impression where parents have agreed to the marriage, but the girl and the boy are not compatible. So there are issues like that, but nonetheless, they have a larger number of parties into them. And please, I said this earlier in your program, and I will repeat it again. Let the election dates be announced. Let the code of conduct come into play. And then you see some of the other parties which are sitting on the fence will also move. And I do believe that some of them, at least one or two of the major ones, will move towards the India camp, unless, of course, India Alliance decides to self-immolate before that.
Sanjay ji, you wanted to come in and say something?
No, I was saying that at least we know that these are the parties which are with NDA. And with these India. Are the parties which are not with India Alliance. But with regard to India Alliance, I'm not sure whether I even understand clearly whether the parties are holding together or not. Yes, on paper, it looks like there are 26, 28 parties. But do you have such an alliance which can contest NDA in 2024? As I said, on the paper, it looks like there are 28 parties. But how many parties are hanging together? How many parties are gelling together? Their leaders are every single day talking against each other. So I think it is an illusion that 26 parties are holding together as an India alliance. And I disagree that once the dates will be announced, many more parties are going to join. My own view is that let the date announced, many parties are going to leave India alliance because they would be holding their own flag in their own state, because no party or no leader is willing to make any sacrifice when it comes to seat sharing arrangement. That's going to be the key issue.
So, Kalyani, seat sharing is going to be the key issue. Can the main problem...
I totally agree with that. There are few other things, they have to agree on. One is a prime ministerial candidate, which they say they will decide later on. So anyway, everybody would try to focus on that. And then the second thing is definitely seat sharing. And the third thing is about common minimum program where all of them will agree together. And even after all these, there are problems in NDA, I.N.D.I.A. You have to say like that, I think, I.N.D.I.A. There is nobody who is a coordinator now, they're just running like this. Nitish is on his own trip. And then you have Mamta, wanting to become the prime minister. Sharad Pawar is not well. He's just hanging on. His own party is in shambles. So who are the, I mean, Lalu Prasad is ill. He's not, it comes and goes, that is all. There are too many claimants for this I.N.D.A. chairmanship. So they haven't decided all this, even after the 3 meeting. I think in any meeting, you will think that you need to choose a leader first. I mean, chairman or whoever it is. But that has not been done. So let's see what happens in the 4th. And before that, you can see the trailer when they go for assembly elections, whether they will leave it to the Congress, joint candidate and this and that, that we'll have to wait and see. So all these are the hurdles for the I.N.D.I.A. And we'll have to wait and see what happens. Maybe a few months.
Okay, Shekhar, how do you see this happening? You know, the India alliance working out on ground. Even as we speak, for instance, in Punjab, the AAP government has arrested a Congress MLA, and Kharge and all have said that this is not fair. You know, at least don't do it amongst ourselves. So there should be, is the main problem leader, as Kalyani has said.
No, there are too many problems. Actually, if you see that there are conflicting ambitions, conflicting grounds. So already, you know, I can see 2 parties cannot be on board now, which has been made clear. Both the left parties and Trinamool now cannot sit together. Because what has happened in West Bengal is Congress and left, particularly under Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, the Congress and left, they have already, you know, inflicted damage to Trinamool, both in the Panchayat elections, the local elections. That is why Mamata is very, very upset with the Congress in West Bengal and left. And in the West Bengal, you are seeing in the by-election also, Trinamool has had difficulty. Some of what was normally an easy win for them, because this coming together of left and Congress in Bengal, along with a party called, you know, the Secular Front, which is led by a clergy Siddiqui. It has meant that Muslim votes in Bengal, which were considered totally under the control of Trinamool, now they are looking at an alternative in Congress left combination. Now, this is upsetting Mamata. That is why you find constantly she has been telling the Congress leaders, look, you have to decide. If you are going to be with the left, I cannot have any seat agreement with you in Bengal. Even that she is not willing to give more than the present 2 sitting. Second, like Annamalai in Tamil Nadu for ADA-DMK, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary in Bengal is a red rag for Mamata. She cannot stand him, and she has been telling him that he should be, telling the Congress that he should be removed. So that is one side. And the other side is, Aam Aadmi Party is not willing to concede ground, neither in Punjab, nor in Delhi, or even it's willing to go and contest in Chhattisgarh, or even in Madhya Pradesh, which means for all practical purposes, AAP and Congress do not appear anywhere to be together. Now, leadership is an issue, but I will look at the assembly elections in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, could be a turning point. If the Congress were to do very well, assuming they win all the 3 states, that will boost the Congress leadership of this opposition alliance. And the other parties will have to decide whether they are willing to accept a resurgent Congress, or they will have to look at the other alternatives before them. This could be a turning point. Similarly, even for the BJP, if the BJP were to win at least 2 states, that will also give a boost to BJP in terms of potential allies or allies who are on the fence, as Javed mentioned. So these are the possibilities. But definitely one can see, Priya, we have seen before also, all these alliances, pre-election alliances, you know, pre-poll alliances are normally very difficult to manage, because every party wants to win as many number of seats as possible. So that the post-poll, there is a bargain in the event of a possibility of formation of government. That is why opposition alliance before elections, you know, whether even, I mean, of course, they have already ruled out projecting anybody as a prime minister candidate. That is already clear, because already you are seeing in Bihar posters coming up asking that why not Nitish. Even leaders like Lalan Singh have been talking about Nitish as prime minister candidate. So also in Bengal, why not Mamata? And in Tamil Nadu also, DMK leaders freely say Stalin has all the qualities to be made prime minister. These may be just talking points, but the point is, these parties, if they are going to win a good number of seats, they are not really easily willing to concede ground to the Congress.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to take a break. I know Javed wanted to come in on the Mamata angle at least. So quick break, and then we're going to come back and keep the conversation going. Just stay with us. Hello and welcome back to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. Today we're taking a look at political alliances, both from the BJP camp and the Congress camp. And also, Javed, the key question really is that is post-elections, post-polls that all the alliances may come together, because seat sharing, various egos are too big a hurdle to counter. Javed.
No, post-poll there will be changes, but I don't think any major changes. Two issues. One, Shikhar said about the minority vote will be split. It's very clear. Whoever is in a position to defeat the BJP will get the largest share. It was evident in Karnataka. Whatever minuscule number there were in Himachal, it was evident. There's no question of this vote. It was also evident in UP. Of course, it didn't bear fruit because the larger, I mean, Akhilesh Yadav got as many votes as anybody could, even more than anything that his father could ever have got, you know, as far as the minority votes are concerned. So whichever party is in pole position to defeat the BJP or is seen taking on the BJP will benefit, will get the majority of substantial number of minority votes. As far as these contradictions are concerned, look, when 20 odd parties come together, coalition is the art of managing contradictions. I'm not being original. I'm plagiarizing what VP Singh said. And he ran a coalition very successful. So when when you have so many parties coming together and you are not in power, you don't have the aid and you don't have agencies at your disposal, you can't extend patronages. There are contradictions. This is a real test of the political management skills of the constituents of India on how they manage these contradictions and whether they have to decide what is the alternative. If they don't hang together, they will be done away with. I mean, they will be decimated piecemeal fashion. Okay. So they have to choose what is like I said, this is not an alliance made in heaven. They've come together out of sheer compulsion for their sheer survival instincts. And that, I believe, will hold it together. As far as not having a leader, I do not think they will appoint her. They will announce a prime ministerial candidate.
But not even a convener.
I mean, if I were a political advisor, I would say they ought to have a convener. But they will certainly not have announce a prime ministerial candidate. They did this very successfully in 2004. Was Manmohan Singh ever officially announced? There was no way. So, although I do believe that they have a candidate who's, if they announce, but obviously I'm not the one who will decide. But they have a candidate. They could decide.
Who's the candidate?
For argument's sake, what if they announce Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, first Dalit Prime Minister candidate?
I agree. It's a good choice.
One OBC and the other Dalit. And the Dalits have a huge amount of votes in this country. And he's experienced, he's except at his age, he's on the other side of 80. But besides that, I mean, he has a lot of things going for him. But whether that will happen or not, this is purely my thinking. I don't know, but this is purely my thinking. What if they come up with something out of the box post-election? Everything, like Sanjay ji said, like Shekhar said, will depend on the outcome of these 5 states. If the Congress were to do well, then they
can push the case. Yeah.
Push the case. Otherwise, if the Congress, suppose if the Lok Sabha Congress gets less than 100 and the regional parties get more, they will insist that they should be kept. But in that case, then the BJP, because the BJP and the Congress are directly in contest over 168 seats, if I'm not
mistaken. So then the BJP will be in a position, yeah.
Then the BJP will form the government.
Correct. Okay.
So for the BJP not to form the government, it's essential that the Congress does well.
Okay. This is the main crux. But Sanjay, are you seeing that a post-poll alliance will work better than a pre-poll one?
Yes, post-poll alliance will work better compared to pre-poll alliance, because in pre-poll alliance, there are several ifs and buts. And one big if is about who should you project as the prime ministerial candidate, whether you should even project someone as the prime ministerial candidate or not. But I have a slightly different view on how the outcome of the next round of assembly election is going to impact the sheet sharing arrangement or for the I.N.D.I.A alliance. Even if Congress manages to win, say, all the 3 states, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, that's not going to ease the problem of I.N.D.A alliance about sheet sharing, because that is going to raise the stature of the Congress party. And so Congress might start demanding more. But winning Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh gives no indication that there is a revival of the Congress in UP or in, say, Andhra or in, say, West Bengal. But I'm sure if Congress performs well in these three states, manages to form government in these three states, they will start demanding more seats in West Bengal. They will put pressure on Mamata Banerjee. They will put pressure on Akhilesh Yadav. And I don't think they are going to concede. And the logic would be winning, because winning these three states, there's no way Trinamool Congress can win these three states. There is no way Samajwadi Party can win these three states, because these are the three states where there's a one-to-one fight. So losing and winning, that's not going to ease the I.N.D.A. problem with regard to cheat sharing. Yes, but if Congress manages to win all the three states, that would definitely change the momentum for 2024. The mood will start changing.
The mood needs to change, Kalyani, because half the problem is that regional parties का fight Congress के साथ है more than the BJP.
Sorry, I couldn't hear again.
The Congress is fighting the regional parties more than the regional parties are fighting the BJP, no? On ground, how do they fix that ego problem?
Well, you see, this problem had been there even earlier. Do you remember some years ago, they formed a third front kind of thing in which even Jayalalitha was there and Mulayam Singh Yadav was a convener. But then Jayalalitha, the ego clash came and then ultimately that disappeared. So like that, the ego clash is very much that each one is a dictator. Mamata is a dictator, and then, Mayawati is a dictator. Every Akhilesh Yadav is no less. So all of them are kind of, in Congress, of course, Gandhi family, they control everything. So this clash will be there. And with all that, if they come after that also, you remember earlier, Devilal and VP Singh, they had fights in National Front government. So this kind of thing will always be there. One thing I want to go back to our earlier discussion, there are two things we had left out. One is about the narrative. What narrative is it going to be during this election? Just Modi bashing is not going to get the votes for the I.N.D.I.A. And as for the BJP, I understand that they also haven't thought of a narrative as it, except depending on Modi. So both sides will have to come up a catchy narrative so that, you remember when Sonia Gandhi, that Aam Aadmi came in 2004, Congress won unexpectedly, the UPA came into being. So like that, Congress also needs to have something to do with the bread and butter issues. So should the BJP. So just Congress bashing and then Modi bashing is not going to help in any way.
Okay. The narrative, of course, I agree with you, there needs to be. But how do you see the egos working on the ground, Shekhar?
Well, you see, egos are also propelled by, by relative strength and weaknesses. Now, I was talking of Bengal. What I was saying was that not that the minorities vote would shift to BJP in Bengal, what Javed thought was. No. What I'm saying is,
I didn't think that the minority vote would shift to the BJP. No, the minority vote will not shift to splinter groups. It will not split.
But look at the by-election results.
Yeah, one by-election. So one by-election.
Two by-election results. See, the reality is, otherwise, why should Mamata get worried? See, Mamata is a person who is, because that 30% vote in Bengal, minority vote, is a very crucial element for Mamata. And also, you see, now they have decided, the left party, similarly in Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan has made it very clear, this Yechuri bonhomie with Mamata and other leaders, Congress leaders, is not helping CPM in Kerala. So now you are not going to see that either left will attend those commit coordination meetings or Mamata will attend. Till this thing is clear as far as Bengal is concerned. In Kerala, Pinarayi wants to ensure that CPM wins maximum number of those 20 seats. Last time, the CPM had lost out because they had mishandled the Sabarimala issue. This time, for the left parties, Kerala is a very crucial state. So, in terms of, a broad umbrella alliance against Prime Minister Modi, it is not going to be so easy because these parties will have to do very well in that. So, it's not just ego clash. It is also the relative strength and weaknesses. Now, ego issue comes where the question of Nitish Kumar's future and also what is happening in the Congress. Because Rahul Gandhi is looming large over the entire Congress, command structure. That is something these parties will have to accept. And if the second Bharat Jodo Yatra, let's say, may start from October 2nd, though there are different views on whether another Yatra should be done. Now, these parties are also still not willing to do business with Rahul Gandhi because they feel that eventually, if Congress is a striking distance from forming the government, the clamor from within the party would go for Rahul Gandhi. And allies will have to accept that situation. So these are the things. Also, what is happening in Karnataka, where they have won the election. Look at that infighting happening in Karnataka. Deputy Chief Minister, Siddaramaiah wants more Deputy Chief Ministers to checkmate D.K. Shivkumar.
That happens internally. But at the end of the day, I think we are out of time. So basically, end of the day, it is a tough road, but at least the India alliance is there on paper and people are not leaving as yet, as is what is happening with the BJP's allies. So that is something they can work with and take it to a culmination. There are, of course, doubts on the panel. So let's keep watching this place. But for now, thank you all for this conversation. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.